Typically, sitcom series aren't known for having a lot of visual effects because you don't notice them. If they're done correctly, and if they're there at all, you don't notice them. And that's because sitcoms typically take place in everyday settings. When you see a spaceship on TV, you know that at least some amount of visual effects are in play here. But when you see an office, well, nothing seems out of the ordinary, if it's done right. I mean, after all, the point of a visual effect is to go unnoticed. And if we're being honest, there are a ton of hidden visual effects in Season 1 of Problems Higher Up. Across all 3 episodes of Season 1, we estimate that there are at least 164 visual effects shots, and hopefully you didn't notice any of them. But after this video, you most definitely will. And keep in mind, any time that something in a shot isn't just right, the creators, we notice. It stands out like a sore thumb for us, and once we point them out to you, they probably will for you as well. So if you don't want Problems Higher Up to be ruined, or you haven't seen it yet and you would like to watch it the first time with your own eyes, head on over. There's some links down below that you can watch the entire season of Problems Higher Up and just, enjoy it with a fresh set of eyes before we ruin it for you completely. First, let's see if you notice the visual effect in this shot. Yep, it's the clock. The scene is supposed to take place in the morning, as this is Nick's first day of work, so the time on the clock had to be appropriate. And, you might never have noticed that, but there would have been one guy. There would have been one guy that noticed it, and it bothered us to know that. So we took the time, went in to fix it, and when I say we, I mean me. Fun fact, across all 3 episodes, there are 6 times total where we had to fix an actor's appearance. On 6 separate occasions, actor Joseph Vassallo accidentally made direct eye contact with the camera, and somehow we missed it on set and just kept going. And so we had to fix it in post-production. Honestly, these are some of the smoothest visual effects shots in the entire series, and you might not even detect them. In fact, if I didn't point these out to you, you probably never would have noticed, but now, every time, there are 6 times. Let's look at another shot, and in this one, there's actually 2 hidden effects, and let's see if you can figure them out.
Yeah, man. All good.
Alright. Take care, man. I'll see you tonight.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I spoiled it for you. You probably were looking for it. It's the clock. One of them is the clock, because the clock needed to show the appropriate time of day for the scene to make sense, because it was even hinted at in a line in the scene. And that one guy, that pesky one guy. Now, the second shot, it was actually distracting, and we didn't notice it in person, obviously, but when it got to post-production, it was very distracting to watch the shot and realize that in Isaac's cup, there was no coffee. He was just holding an empty cup, and you could tell. And so, yes, the coffee is the second visual effect shot. So, if you knew it was the coffee and you knew it was the clock, you got them both right. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back and comment below. Let us know that you guessed them both and we're really not that clever.
The holiday season is fast approaching, and before you know it, it'll be here. So get ahead of the game and start purchasing Christmas gifts today. A great recommendation for you would be to purchase Secret Santa: A Christmas Adventure on DVD. It's a great holiday classic that'll get you in the mood for Christmas right now. So be sure to go online at the links below or in store and buy this DVD today. Secret Santa: A Christmas Adventure is available at the retailers listed below.
There's one more shot that I gotta show you because I'm actually very, very proud of this one. So check it out, see if you can detect what it is.
I know you guys didn't exactly hit it off, but for what it's worth, he's a nice guy.
Really?
No, not really, but at least now he'll stop hounding you.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, as long as you do your job, I'll be seeing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Alright, now you might have guessed it, you might not have. If you didn't, that's fine, you're just blind. It was Joseph's arms. In fact, Joseph's arms are completely altered from what they were originally doing. Here's the original shot.
I know you guys didn't exactly hit it off, but for what it's worth, he's a nice guy.
And now here's the final shot. And you can see in the final shot, his arms are no longer moving. This was using a freeze frame technique and some masks, and the problem was his arms were really distracting. They crossed in front of the book, and we were trying to erase the name of the book so that you couldn't tell what book it was, because we also thought that was kind of distracting, and the whole visual effect shot is completely pointless, but that's almost why it's so funny for me, is that so much time was put into it, it's so convincing, and it's completely unnecessary and never needed to be there. Yeah, so that's it. Those are just a few looks at some of the hidden visual effect shots. There's plenty more throughout. Like I said, 164, and a lot of them are things like changing the clock, covering up certain logos that may be on people's shirts or on books in the background. And so you're probably able to go through and recognize most of these. But for everyone you'll recognize, okay, well, for every 10 that you recognize, there's one that snuck by you. And thankfully there's infinitely less visual effects in the second season and in all of our other products moving forward, as we got a lot smarter with what we needed to and didn't need to fix, what clocks we needed to change while we were filming and didn't, because somehow that slipped our minds. Filmmaking is just a learning process in general, and every project you learn more and more and more, and Problems Higher Up is obviously no exception, it being one of our first major works. If you enjoyed this video and if you enjoyed Problems Higher Up in general, well, you're in luck, because Season 2 of Problems Higher Up is releasing for streaming in January of 2022. Yeah! So subscribe and make sure that you stay tuned for more information on that so you don't miss it and miss any of the few hidden visual effects in that season as well.
Welcome, Palmyra Community Church.
Where's Stan?
Out cold.
Really?
Out in the hospital. He forgot to clock in this morning, so there's no record of him being here. So he's not going to get workers' comp for it. Yeah, I'm just joking, but in all seriousness, yeah, man, he ain't coming this Sunday.
Man, I can't wait to tell Nick what's going on. This is gonna be awesome. For the record, did you sign me up for the Nurse 2 Hour month?
That is messed up, man.
You're a terrible friend.
We're gonna have to deal with that?
I did hear something about that.
Alrighty then, here we go.
Hello?
Alex, where are you? The sanctuary was on fire.
I had some bad ideas for crafts and building an altar. Hey, Alex!
They said it would help them get closer to God.
Yeah, about that, Alex. I think they meant literally.
I have an obligation. I mean, we could go practice today.
No.
Are you sure? It's gonna be great.
Oh, darn!
I'm pumped. As a matter of fact, I couldn't care less.